Today is April 25th, 2016, and it was just like 2:51, probably 2:53, something like that. I'm late. I was gonna do it at 2:36, but I was doing something. But it is story time. It is time for me to tell the world what went down April 25th, 2013, 4 years ago from today. My name is Gaston Toland, and I have been HIV positive for 4 years, March today. Yay me, yeah. And I have my school shirt on, pain, where it all happened, This particular day, for one, is my brother's birthday and my sister's birthday. Happy birthday, Tay. Love you, sir. And happy birthday to my brother, Brian Briggs. I love you too. But this particular day, I had a lot going on that day, like within that week itself. I'm gonna start back to that morning, basically. Yeah. This morning, it was more like today, cute outside, and I was in Augusta then, so, shoot, honey, I was giving tease, but, I woke up, I had class, but this was the week of Pack Week, and, we had HIV events, and go ahead, IB, stop, don't put me. We had events, going on within that week or whatever, and this particular day we had testing. So, I had my good girl up, Chalk. Her name was Chalk. She stayed on campus. She was from West. I said West. She was from Cali, West. I had hit Chalk up, text. I was like, hey sis, what you doing? She was like, in the student center. She was like, I'm in the student center with Fan. Hey Fan. She was like, I'm in the student center with Fan, and who else was she in the student center with? Whoever else, but anyway. So I wake up, I take a shower, put my clothes on, and I hit the scene. Like, I was already late for my first class. Like, my first class was at 12:30. So I was already late, but Miss Burnett had said, if we get, something saying that we, got tested and that we was with, the HIV awareness prevention people, we get a grade or whatever. So, cool. I know how to get a statement to slide out of class. I'm out. So, okay, I'm pumping on campus or whatever, and I go to the student center. I get to the student center probably about 1:15. No. About 1:30, because I was in the cafe running my mouth. I ain't no telling who I was talking to. But, I go upstairs about 1:30 or whatever. And, Chotton was like, bitch, get tested. And I was like, girl, I don't need to get tested, because I had just got tested that December. Like, last December of 13. No, it was 12. Yeah, December 12 is when I got tested, because I was in Texas. And, I had got tested, and I had came to school. I came to school to start spring semester that January. So it really didn't make sense for me to turn around and get tested again, because it wasn't my 6 months. January, February, no, it wasn't my 6 months. It wasn't my 6 month checkup. So, me being me and being stubborn, I was like, defending myself, because at this time, I was dealing with a guy, and he worked across the street at MCG Hospital, at MCG Medical Hospital. That's where he was working at. I had met this guy with him. And I had been dealing with this guy since January. He was the only one I had been with. And so, I was defending myself as to, I don't need to go get tested. Like, for what? Like, I just got tested in December. There's no need for me to turn around and just go get tested again. So they was like, well, bitch, just get tested for us. Like, bitch, we done got tested, just get tested. So, okay, I got tested. I took my test at 2 o'clock. The lady said it takes 30 minutes for the test to come back. It was an oral test. And I remember, you know, pumping on campus. Me and Chalkhead went to the mail room to go mess with Mr. Curtis. Shout out to Mr. Curtis White. Yeah, we went to the mail room to go talk to Mr. Curtis and aggravate him. And then we went to the bookstore. We went to the bookstore just to basically kick it. Like, you know, we're just in there chilling. And we walk out of the bookstore and go back upstairs, because by this time it's time for me to go get my test results or whatever. But in between this time, I leave Chocolate and I go outside to answer my telephone. My brother's girlfriend had been calling because my brother had to go to court on his birthday. And he was either facing probation or jail time. So, you know, she was just giving me the scoop, you know, a heads up or whatever. And she had told me that he was going to jail. So at this particular moment, my mind was racing because I have a nephew out here. Everybody know how I feel about my nephew. He is not, you know, involved in the story. But, yeah. I had a nephew at the time, so now my mind racing like, do I drop out? Do I, you know, come play Super Saver Brother? Or do I just let it take its toll, take its course? So, you know, Shay had told me, you know, don't worry about it. They got it under control and all of that. And I told them I would see them that weekend. I was already coming home that weekend. So I hang up the phone and I go back upstairs or whatever in the student center. And I walked directly in the room. The door was already closed to the testing room. I went directly in there and she was like, sweetie, you can't, she was like, guessing you can't barge in like that. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry. I was like, I did not know you was with somebody. And she was like, yeah, the girl would just get her results or whatever. And I still remember who the girl is. And that is so, like, that's amazing. And I hope you're taking care of yourself as well. But I walked into that room. And she was like, hey, boo, how you doing? You looking cute. And I was like, thank you, girl. The picture that is on Facebook with me in that brown t-shirt, hat, boots, pants, and bag, that is exactly what I had on 4 years ago from today. Exactly what I had on. But, I pumped in there, you know. I was like, hey, girl, how you doing? Woo, woo, woo. You know, good to see you. She was like, it's good to see you too, boo. And now we had just seen each other in the club that Saturday. You know, like, but we was in there talking, and she was like, all right, it's time to get to business, you know. And she was like, let me know how many lines you see, Mr. Tolan. She was like, 1 means negative, 2 means positive. So, you know, I was like, oh, girl, I see 2. And she was like, what? I was like, I see 2. And after I told her I saw 2 lines, she said I zoned out. She said I did not breathe. I did not blink. I did not have any expressions on my face, like no emotion, no nothing. And when she said I snapped back, I felt her holding me, you know. She was like rubbing me to let me know that everything was gonna be okay or whatever. But she had wrote me a false negative. She could have lost her job, but she didn't. She wrote me a false negative because of my name and my reputation that I had at the time, whatever. And my pride at that time was through the roof. I was not gonna come off my high horse, like. And she wrote me a false negative or whatever, so I pumped on up out of the room or whatever. And I left with the man, and we went to the health department or whatever, and I had told Chocolate, you know, I was going down to sign up for a campaign, you know, so I can travel with them to different schools and stuff. You know, more like extra credit, you know, for college and stuff, you know. Look good on your little resume. And, you know, I left with him, so Chocolate was like, bitch, what your text say? And I was like, girl, what you mean what it say? She was like, oh, because, you know, we don't play that nasty shit over here. So, in the back of my mind, my conscience had called. I was like, oh, shit. I was like, well, girl, here you go. Like, I gave her the paper. And she was like, oh, okay, bitch. Nah. But I had the real truth in my book bag. The truth was in my book bag. It was in my bag. The little bag I had, it was in my bag, you know. So, I go down to Richmond County, you know, and they keep me in the system or whatever. This lady see me, this little young girl, she's probably in her 30s, early 30s. She was like, you know who you contracted it from or whatever. So, you know, I lied. I said, yes, I do. She was like, well, what's the name? Like, she got her pen, her paper, like, this is a caseworker I'm talking to. Like, she was on go. She was ready. I was like, Roderick Davis. She was like, he is from, I said, Atlanta, Georgia. She said, do you have any of his contact information? I was like, yes, I do. She said, Facebook. I said, no, he doesn't do Facebook. I was like, he don't do no social sites, you know, at that time. And she was like, well, do you have a phone number, email? I was like, yes, I have an email. Not an email. I said, yes, I have a phone number. She was like, may I have it? I said, 281-330-8004. That's Mike Jones' old number. I gave her Gucci Man name, and I gave her Mike Jones' phone number. Who? Mike Jones? But, yeah, like, I just wasn't feeling it at the time. So I had lies, you know. And she was like, okay, you know. After she got all the information out of me, you know, I gave her fake address, all of that. Like, I was good. Like, I was great. But moving forward to later on that day, after I came back from the health department or whatever, I text Chocolate down to see what they was doing. Chop was like, you know, she was laying down or whatever. And I was like, okay, cool, you know, well, I'm finna do the same. I went to the liquor store. I bought some hen. And I bought the $80. Yeah, the $80 bottle worth of hen. Because I was finna get fucked up. And I went and purchased some THC, some marijuana, some weed, some ganja, whatever you want to call it. I went and bought some. So I sat in my room and I got shit-faced. I got shit-faced to the death of me. Shit-faced like you wouldn't even believe shit-faced. I sat in my room with my music on. And at this time, they used to call my room my little friend girls, Tia, Teresa, India, Brittany, Alana, anybody, twins, anybody that used to come to my room and we used to smoke that bitch out. They used to call my room the apartment because I had to set up like a real life apartment in them. But anyway, that's besides the point. You know, I sat in my room and I got fucked up. And so this nigga got off. He got off at like 8:30, 9 o'clock or whatever. So, you know, boom, boom, boom. I had a knock at the door. I ain't answer. Then boom, boom, boom. I got a knock at my window. I don't answer. So, you know, I hear my little friend girls was like, he ain't in there. He probably is in there. You know how Agnes is. They got the name Agnes from. I told them, like, if I was born a female, my mama was gonna name me Agnes or whatever after my great grandmother. Glad they didn't. But cause it's your girl Aggie. I would have been an Aggie bitch. But you know, they was like, hey, he ain't in there, you know. And they was like, you know how Agnes do, you know, you be anti. Okay. So I get a text, and he was like, I'm on my way over. And I was like, okay. I text back and said, yeah. That's exactly what I text back, yeah. And I don't never want to worry him. So, you know, he comes to the door where my room was already unlocked. I told him the door's already open or whatever. So, like, when he came in or whatever, I was, like, standing up. Like, I could not be sitting down because I was already fucked up. I had already been drinking. I had the bottle in my hand and all. When he came in, he was like, damn, you ain't getting fucked up. I was like, hell yeah. I was like, hell, I don't got class. Hell, might as well get fucked up. He was like, I feel you, I feel you. He was like, can I get a hug? I was like, yeah. I gave him a hug, you know. And he was like, yeah. He was like, what y'all had today on campus? He was like, y'all had y'all little testing event. You went and got tested. I was like, yeah, I went and got tested. He was like, what, you got this shit? And you know, pump the pump. I ain't gonna say we joke like that, but we joke like that. Like, bitch, you better go get checked, or, you know, bitch, you got that shit, you know. Friend to friend, you know, I'd be like, girl, you probably got that shit, you know, just jokingly, you know, hee hee ha ha, you know, no intent. No, you know, because I know my girls, and, you know, we all know each other or whatever, we clean. But, I was like, yeah. And he was like, stop fucking playing. Like that. So I opened up the drawer, and I threw the papers to him he was laying on the bed. I threw the papers to him. He put the blunt out. He sat up. He was like, what the fuck? He was like, man, oh my God, oh my God. Now, prior to this nigga used to tell me all the time that we would be together forever, you know. And I never knew what that meant. I never really looked into none of that, you know. I was just like, yeah, nigga, okay. No big deal for me, for real, you know. If we make it, we make it. If we don't, we don't. Because at this time, you know, I'm in school. I'm focused on school for real. Like, I ain't had time to play with the boys. I played with the boys, but I didn't have time for the boys. But he sat up in the bed or whatever, and he was like, no, I'm sorry. And I was like, you know, I took another shot. And I had got the blunt, you know, and I fired it up, you know. Because by this time, I'm crying. Like, I'm crying because I don't know if you finna jump on me. I don't know what you finna do. Like, not knowing that he was already positive. Never knew that. Never fucking knew that. Ever. If you would have told me, real nigga shit, nigga, if you would have been A1 since day one, I still would have fucked with you. Because I can respect that. But you intentionally tried to damage me, tried to hurt me, tried to kill me, you tried to destroy me. You tried, but you did not succeed. Well, you succeeded. You succeeded for 8 months, because I kept silent for 8 fucking months. I didn't say shit to nobody. Did nobody know my business? Did nobody know my teas? Did nobody know nothing? Nothing. Prior to nothing. Did nobody know shit about me? But I had, you know, told him or whatever, and I was crying or whatever, and I was smoking and crying and steady taking shots. And I remember him saying, baby, come here. So, you know, I go over there. He was like, man, give me a hug. And, you know, I'm hugging him. Like, I'm standing over him, and he's sitting down, and he hugging me. And he was like, I'm sorry. I never meant to hurt you. Like, I didn't want this shit to happen to you and all this and that. So when he said it, you know, I backed up off of him. I pushed myself back off of you. And I was like, what? He was like, man, yeah, man, I'm positive, man. I've been positive for 6 years. Excuse me? So, nigga, you been raw dogging me and ain't told me shit. Put your trust in a nigga, stupid hoe. How you feel, girl? That's how I felt. I put my trust in a nigga, stupid hoe. Cause at that time, I was hoeing, but bitch, I wasn't hoeing like that. Like, I was jugging niggas like, yeah. I wasn't, yeah. No, not me, girl. No ma'am, no ham, no turkey. But, you know, like, I didn't know what to think. I didn't know how to feel. Like, I became numb. I became very numb. Like, numb. And, you know, ever since then, after, you know, we sat up there and we discussed whatever we discussed. As far as us and all of that, it's no us, never will be an us. I see this nigga when I come to Augusta, passing through. Like, I don't talk to you, I don't acknowledge you. I might text you from time to time sometimes, you know, and that's just being the person I am. Because I don't have bad blood in the streets with nobody. Can't nobody ever say Gas, you know, got bad blood with anybody, because I don't. Because I try to make amends. But I done tried to make amends with you. You text me, fuck you, I hope you die slow, all that rah-rah shit. But nigga, I really could have bust you in your motherfucking shit. But that was God. Because you don't know how many times I sat up here and thought about killing your motherfucking ass. Nigga, I know where the fuck you stay. But see, the type of person I am and how God done built me up, I know it ain't no need. It's no need, because you gonna get yours. What goes around comes around. You reap what you sow. And you tried to destroy me, but you didn't. You helped me. You opened my eyes to a whole new world. Like, I live in a whole nother generation outside this world. This virus has really changed my life. You have really changed my life. April 25th really changed my life. Like I tell people, I have a child. My child is 4 years old today. She has the same birthday as my sister and my brother. And so, like, I'm blessed. I'm very blessed. But this man intentionally gave this to me, you all. And the moral of this story is, you know, keep your eyes open. Like, today's generation is 2016. Meaning, don't put nothing past nobody. I mean, if you're going to be with somebody and you thinking about, you know, having raw sex with them, unprotected sex, whatever you want to call it, make sure they have papers stating their most recent, meaning you need to get one within a year. Not one that say 2015, 2013. No, that's not recent. That's expired. Because I know you've been fucking and sucking more people than that. Yeah. But since that day, I found out I have been a better person. I have a new vision. I live differently. I act differently. I don't even have all my marbles, and I'm being very honest. Like, this is a blog. I'm being very honest. I don't have all my marbles. I be pondering certain things. People do not know the truth until today, because I just dropped it. People don't know that I cry. People don't know that I hurt. People don't even know that I done tried to commit suicide several times. I done drunk bleach. I done tried to kill myself with ammonia. Like, it's just, God has an anointing over me. So, like, when people say they want to, you know, kill themselves, go ahead. Because I'm going to tell you like this. Coming from experience, and I know, if you're going to kill yourself, you're going to do it. You won't tell nobody, because when I used to do it, I didn't tell nobody. That's how bad I used to want to be gone, because this nigga really destroyed me. People do not understand what I go through on a daily basis. Point blank, period. Just because I smile don't mean I don't frown. I lost a lot. I lost a lot. Oh my, I itching. I lost a lot when shit got real and I had to move back home. For one, I had to move back home and drop out of school because I had staph infection in my neck. When I had surgery on my neck, when I was gone in November, this happened in November. I'm gonna tell you how God works. Let me tell you how he works and how he say speak. Okay. From April to November, I kept silent. I was silent about everything, what was going on with me, and I wasn't on no medications. I had been stopped going to Richmond County. Like, I probably went to Richmond County 3 times. I paid Richmond County visit 3 times. I wasn't feeling it. Like, I was gonna be one of those punks that was gonna, I was gonna be sick out here in the streets. I was gonna be that sick bitch. I was gonna be that sick bitch. Cause I wanted revenge. But God said I couldn't get revenge. He kept me silent for 8 months, meaning I ain't have nobody to sleep with. I ain't have no male interactions. None of that. For 8 months. It was strictly school. That's what it was. Strictly school. He put me on the right path and I was making the grades. I was doing everything. I was tough. I was A1. But I stayed silent all the way up to 8 months, and I was outside. It was me, Chocolate Melody. Hey Mel. Me, Chocolate Melody. I think Akira was out there. Hey Kira. Hey Big Lexi. I think Kira was out there. And Reefer. And who else? It was another dude. Santeria. I think Santeria was out there. What's up, Terry? But yeah, we was all out there, we were just playing or whatever, and Chop was like, bitch, what the fuck wrong with your neck? And I was like, girl, ain't shit wrong with my neck, She was like, yes it is, bitch. She was like, your neck swell. So, she was pushing on my neck, and she was like, do that hurt? And I was like, no, it don't hurt. So she was like, bitch, you need to go get that shit looked at, because that don't look good for real, because I had this big ass knot just sticking out the side of my neck. So, I say this probably happened on a Wednesday, probably about Friday. I just couldn't bear with it. And I went through the whole weekend with it too. So by that Sunday night, I had to do something. Monday came. I went to breakfast that morning. I couldn't eat shit. I couldn't swallow nothing. So, it was like, what the fuck going on with my throat? And I could barely talk. So, Monday evening came, and I go to University Hospital. I go to University Hospital. I check myself in. I had Tori and Fantasia with me. Shout out to them. Tori and Fantasia came and they sat up there with me. I sat up there for 12 hours with an IV in my hand. I ain't even have no food. I didn't even eat. So, I tried to discharge myself or whatever. And so the lady was like, they had found spots on my liver or whatever, and it was like a high possibility that it could be cancer. So she was like, I don't need to go home. I need to contact my parents and tell them, what is going on with me. So she tried to tell my T's in front of Fantasia and Tori by basically saying, and you need to, when she made the statement, you need to call your parents and tell them what's really going on with you, and tell them that we had just found, she said, you can tell them about the staph infection, but you really need to tell them what's going on with you, and that we have found spots on your liver. So, girl, you really try to tell my T's low key, because they don't know nothing. So when she said all of that, I I was like, I don't need to tell my parents them nothing. I said, I'm going home. I said, I'm discharging myself. I said, my parents are on the way. I said, by the time I get back to my room, I can have my clothes packed and go home. She was like, okay, if that's what you really want to do, we can't hold you at your will. I said, you can't. I said, because I had already been sitting here for 12 hours and plus, so I'm not going to keep sitting here. No. Y'all are a medical student hospital. I am not finna play with y'all. So the next day, I go to not Universal. Yeah, I went to Universal Hospital. The first one I was at MCG. I think I said them backwards because I'm high. But I went to Universal Hospital the next morning. I had Rice drive me to Universal Hospital. Rice dropped me off. And I stayed in there. The lady name was Amanda that keep me in. She was like, welcome to Universal Hospital, what's going on with you? And I told her, I was like, I have a knot in my neck, I don't know what's going on. And she was like, okay, well, we can get it seen about. I was like, please do, because I can't eat, I barely can talk, and and it's causing me problems. So, after she keep me in, she was like, how old are you? I told her I was 23. And she was like, do I have any known sicknesses or any diseases, or am I allergic to anything? I told her, I said, yes, I'm HIV positive. And she said, how long have you been positive? I said, since April. I said, April 25th at 2:36 p.m. She looked at me and she just like teared, and she started bawling like she felt for me. Because I think this white girl is probably like 28, 29. And her heart went out, like, immediately her heart went out. She was like, oh my God, you're so young. And she was like, you're so brave. She was like, sweetie, we're going to get you the help that you need. Like that. That bitch stuck me in a room. She gave me a phone. She made sure I was okay. All of that. Amanda, you was all right with me. You was really all right with me. And I chalked them and I told them, I'm at Universal Hospital, come and see me. I'm in the room. I think they're going to keep me and all this and that. Tweety and Akira was at work. So, Ashley came. Mel came. Mache came. Chalk was there. That was it. And they snuck in the room or whatever, and I told them, basically in the text I had told them, I was like, I'm staying in the hospital, and I was like, I really need to see y'all, and I got something I need to tell y'all, So, it was important that y'all came. They came, and they all snuck in the hospital one by one. They snuck in the bed one by one. Because I could only have 2 guests at a time or whatever. And so, they snuck in. And I told them, like, I was like, because they had already ran scans and all that, CAT scans and x-rays and stuff on me. So, it was like to the wire. And I told them, I was like, well, for one, I said, I feel like since y'all are my friends, I think y'all should know. And they was like, okay, what it is, bitch. I was like, well, I have a staph infection in my neck. And it's 3 centimeters away from my windpipe. And I am also HIV positive. And I've been positive for 8 months. The room was so silent, like, I wanted them to talk. I wanted them to say something, like, they just was, like, girls, oh my God. And I just wanted them to breathe, and I was like, so y'all not gonna say nothing? Michelle was the first one to say, I love you, G baby. She said, you gonna be strong. I love you. And it ain't gonna change nothing. God got you. And so after that, she broke the ice and everybody else, you know, chocolate ass jumped in the bed and just hugged me and was like, you my little fucking brother. I told you to be careful with these niggas and all of that. And she was like, you know what? Who is it? Who is it? Where he at? Because I'm finna go fuck him up. And she from California, so the bitch is crazy. And, you know, and I just told them, you know, I'm okay. And they was like, have you told your mama? Have you told Tay? Like, you told your best friend, you told your mama? And I was like, no, I said, y'all are the first ones to know. And they was like, well, bitch, you got to call your mama. They was like, if you gonna if you ain't, we are. And I was like, I can't call her and tell her that. Like, at that time, I couldn't call my mama and just say, you know, I'm doing something, because she had already been on me. She been on me. Like, been on me about it. Like, you know, my mama used to be where she didn't used to be. She's a phlebotomist, and when she used to work for the blood condition, you know, she used to be like, you know, will put me up on game as to my lifestyle and high risk and all of the pros and cons. So she stayed on me. That's what I mean. She stayed on me. And I was using protection, so don't think that, you know, your girl was out here sleeping, because I don't do that unless I really trust you and we was in love. And that's what I thought it was, but it wasn't. It was lust. But, yeah, you know, so I had picked up the phone after they left or whatever. They was like, they was coming back to me. So, you know, they was just gonna give me some time or whatever. So I called my mama. No, I lied. I called Tay first. I called Tay, and she was with her. She was out. She was out with some friends. She was with Trilla and Sierra. And I was like, bitch, what you doing? She was like, nothing. What's up? I said, girl, I got something to tell you. And she was like, go ahead. I said, I can't tell you because you was out shopping. She was in the mall shopping. And I ain't want to fuck up. So I had called Tay. I had called Tay or whatever. And, you know, she was at the mall with Trilla and Sierra. And I was like, bitch, I got something I got to tell you. And she was like, bitch, what is it? I was like, girl, I can't tell you because you were out shopping. I don't want to fuck up your mood. And she was like, no, just go on and tell me. And da-da-da-da-da. You know how bitches is. And go on and tell me, bitch, you done bought it up. So I just paused and I was like, well, okay, bitch. I said, well, Tay, I got a staph infection in my neck and it's 3 centimeters away from my windpipe. And I'm HIV positive. She just started, screaming and yelling. Oh my God, no, why you ain't told me? I'm on my way, da-da-da-da. And I was like, click. And she called me back. And she was like, bitch, where you at? I said, girl, I'm in the hospital. I said, I'm in the hospital, bitch. She was like, have you told Mom? Have you told Mom? I said, no. She was like, oh, call her. So, you know, I called my mama. By this time, I got to call her now. I called my mama and I told her the same exact story. By the time I said I got a staph infection in my neck and it's 3 centimeters away from my windpipe, the next question she asked was, what hospital you in? I said, I'm in Universal Hospital, and I was like, and I'm HIV positive. She said, okay, click. Then she called me back and said, what's the address? I'm on my way. She said, I'll be there in an hour. My mama came in that room at 7:30. I was sweating. Her and my daddy, I was sweating, I was crying. Cause I'm too old. I just felt like I was gonna get my ass whooped. Like, I just felt like I was too old, you know, like, don't come down here fussing at me, you know, like, none of that. But that's how this scar came about, and that's how my parents found out, and my family found out. One thing led to another. That's what I mean, God works in mysterious ways, because when I was a teenager, growing up and being gay, staying in Greenville, in the Valley, the district, 25, Pleasant Valley, shout out. My mama used to pray over me. She used to put oil on me, like, not saying she was praying the gay out of me, but she, you know, was trying to change me, praying for me, you know. And Her and my Aunt Nisa was like, I'm going to speak to millions. I never knew what they meant when she said I was going to be speaking to millions until everything started happening. I spent 5 years in high school. I wasn't thinking about going to school. After high school, I knew I wanted more for myself, so I enrolled in school. I got accepted to Payne, never applied to the school, didn't know nothing about the school. Dexter Reeves helped me get into Payne. I went to Payne. I seen off of Jump Street I wanted to be in media studies. I went to school for media studies, journalism, and broadcasting. And after that, I knew stuff just started unfolding. Now I have a story to tell, and I'm telling it. And it's just how God works. He opens doors. He's been opening and closing doors. It's no revolving door, because I have not went in the same door twice. Never. Never have I went into the same door twice. It's always a new door. But I feel like with me attaining my degree, I haven't got it yet, but I'm gonna get it. And once I get it, I know, it's gonna be the sky's the limit, because the sky's already the limit right about now. Because he is working on me now, and I'm touching millions now, and I'm speaking to millions now. It's just, he's amazing. He is really amazing. Try God. And I just want to say, love thyself, because self-love is first love. And if you learn to love yourself, you'll be a better person. Because loving yourself makes you more humble, more confident. It opens your visions. It opens your mind. And that's what I had to do. After I found out about myself, I had to re-love myself. I had to reintroduce myself. And now I'm back with the jump off. I went through a stage last year around this time with no medicine. I'm quite sure y'all noticed it. I didn't have no facial features, no eyebrows, no eyelashes, no nothing. My hair was thin. It's back. Take care of yourself. Love yourself. Today is a brand new day and a brand new life. Save one by helping others. HIV is just not a gay disease. It is a worldwide disease. So it's time to stand up and post up. And I love you all. Thank you for the love and support. And stay tuned.